Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I will start today, and the staff will follow. And I will start with a travel announcement. The President of the United Nations General Assembly, Mr. Dennis Francis, will make his first official visit to Seoul, Republic of Korea, from the 17th to the 20th of October, starting tomorrow. Mr. Francis will attend the Council of Presidents of the United Nations General Assembly annual meeting and take the opportunity to engage in separate bilateral consultations with key host government senior officials, members of civil society, and academia. He will also undertake a familiarization tour of the Demilitarized Zone between the Republic of Korea and the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. The President's visit is an opportunity to strengthen international relations and foster cooperation on a range of global issues while promoting peace and sustainability for all. While in Seoul, the President will also deliver a guest lecture to the Institute for Global Empowerment and Engagement at Yonsei University to an audience of young academics and faculty staff. The topic is anchored on the SDGs and the overall theme for UNGA 78. President Francis will pay a courtesy call on the President of the Republic of Korea, Yoon Suk-yeol, the Prime Minister, Han Duck-soo, and the former Secretary General of the United Nations, Ban Ki-moon. He will be accompanied by his chef de cabinet, a political advisor, and a communications advisor. Travel costs are covered by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Korea and the OPGA Trust Fund. The President and his team will return to New York on Friday, 20th of October. The J leader has joined the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres in the SDG's latest humanitarian appeal for civilians in the Gaza Strip and on the release of all hostages taken from Israel on October 7. In a post on his ex-social media account, President Francis says, and I quote, "Civilians have been suffering the horrific consequences of violence since the attacks by Hamas against Israel on 7th October. I joined the Secretary General Antonio Guterres in his appeal for the immediate release of all hostages taken from Israel and for the unimpeded access of humanitarian aid to civilians in the Gaza Strip in line with international law." End of quote. And the President of the General Assembly has expressed his sadness to hear of the passing of the former President of Finland and Nobel Peace Prize laureate, Mr. Martti Ahtisaari. Mr. Francis recalled the commitment of the former Finnish president to multilateralism and his work for peace with the United Nations in Namibia and Kosovo. The GA leader expressed his heartfelt condolences to Mr. Ahtisaari's family and friends, as well as to the people and the government of Finland. And the final notes, the PGA has released a video message on World Food Day highlighting the importance of food production in sustaining healthy life on our planet. Mr. Francis welcomes this year's call to action. Water is life, and water is food. Leave no one behind. He reminds that 2.4 billion people live in water-stressed countries and that food security is the cornerstone of sustainable development and goes hand in hand with water security. For the GA leader, with 800 million people in a state of chronic hunger today, the most sustainable way to improve food security is through improving access to clean water. We sent this message and the video link to you earlier. If you have not received it, please let us know, and we will include your email on our mailing list. So this is everything I have for you today. Do you have anything else? Deji, how are you?
Hi, how are you, Monica?
Fine, thank you.
Just a question. We know that the emergency special the emergency special session of the GA actually has been convened 11 times, and many of them are concerning the Palestinian question. has there been any member states or Security Council ask the GA to reconvene one of them, or maybe to start a new one? Would that which option would that be, if there would be a member state to ask for?
Okay, so member states, of course, can approach the OPJ's office with the request. When a session, a special emergency session, hasn't been closed, of course, there is the case where the session is resumed. But we are not there yet. So in order to have a meeting in the General Assembly to discuss this specific question, that will be a decision that, or a call that member states will have to make. Of course, the president has his office open. He has been listening to whoever wants to hold talks with him on this particular issue, but this is not the case. Also, you know that there is another instance when the General Assembly discusses an issue that has or is being dealt with by the Security Council. And this is when a vote takes place. So we don't have any of these scenarios, and of course we will. The PGA has been is being briefed every day, and we will have to wait on the decision of member states when it comes to the General Assembly, of course. So nice to see you back here, Joe. How are you today?
Fine, thank you. I just wanted to clarify your response to the previous question. In terms of procedure. Am I correct in understanding that while the Security Council is deliberating on a specific issue and is supposed to have a meeting, I believe, around 6 o'clock this evening, and is considering either one or two proposed resolutions that have been put on the table, that while that's happening, the General Assembly cannot simultaneously call a special emergency session? And if that's... So that's part of the question. The second part of the question is, if there's to be an emergency special session of the General Assembly, does that require a majority vote procedurally by the General Assembly to hold such a meeting? I mean, can you clarify that? Thank you.
No, absolutely. Okay, so I am not here to speak on behalf of the Security Council, of course, and what you just said in regard with meetings and the even time of the meetings, we are all receiving updates by the media, but this is not a matter that I will go into. I'm not here to speak for the Security Council. When it comes to the General Assembly, this is a decision by member states to have this meeting or have any other meeting related to peace and security. Of course, the General Assembly is there to deal with this issue as well. But right now, we are talking here about a possible resolution of the meeting this afternoon per reports. In the situation of Israel and the Gaza Strip after the attacks of 7th October by Hamas and the subsequent reply or response by Israel. So we will have to wait until member states in the General Assembly, if they so decide, call for a meeting. And of course they can. It's their prerogative to call for the meeting. But experience and if the past is anything to go by here, shows us that when a matter is being appreciated by the Security Council, we wait for the Council and to see the result that the Council will take.
Well, okay,
the reply.
That would answer my first part of my question, sure. But I'm still trying to understand procedurally what level of member state support in the General Assembly would automatically trigger the holding of this emergency special meeting. You said if the member states decide, does that mean a majority, 2/3, Any group of member states? That's what I'm trying to understand.
Sure. On the rule of procedure, I will get back to you on this to give you a particular answer. In the past, it has been the meeting took place, and I will take a look at it and look for you when it comes to the amount of votes that will be necessary, or if it will be a consensus that a meeting has to take place. So definitely, I'll take a look for you. No, thank you. It's good to have you back here, Joe. Okay, anyone else on this particular issue or others? If not, I would say staff will follow. We have 2 briefings today, and I will see you tomorrow. The president will be traveling, but I will be here with you, okay? Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.